everybody, welcome back to the AlexCloud2275 stream. Hope you're all doing well this fine day. I'm doing good. So, like it says on the tin, I am doing a lore day. We are going to go through the monsters and people we have fought and tell you a bit about their lore. The Reaper Tale. A large arthropod that thrives in dirty climates. Though normally slow moving, it can crawl through the sand with surprising swiftness and sting enemies with its barbed tail. Its venom glands shrank as its body grew, though it making its stinger relatively harmless. Saber Tusk. A Saber Tusk Alpha. An omnivorous and ferocious four-legged beast known to form packs and ravage the land. According to legend, it was once the guard dog of the king. Plagued by a hunter, however, it ate the young prince, and this canine was cursed to suffer in its current form. Beta, a beast that has tormented mankind for ages, it wanders the wilderness surrounding and attacking prey in a violent whirlwind of claws and fangs. This deadly foe should be slain on sight. And then Gamma, the most assertive of the saber tusks, though not all packs possess a leader. Those led by alpha tusks are observed to exhibit more aggression. Some have been even reported saber tusks rampaging through houses miles from their natural habitat. Flexitusk, an albino variant of the saber tusk, seldom sighted roaming the plains of Liddell. Many believe Flexitusks to be more violent than their common counterparts, but scientists have yet to obtain sufficient figures to draw any definitive conclusion. Some have also noted the rise of Flexitusk numbers immediately following military conflicts, but no data supports such speculation. Messamere Alpha, a mild-mannered herbivore creature with a large blade-like horn atop its head. Thanks to its long and nimble legs, the Messamere can gallop at speeds that rival any automobile. Its vehicular potential is wasted, however, as this creature is not domesticated enough to ride. The Beta, a subspecies of Messamere spotted in the wilderness, far from its natural habitat. Messamere in barren areas often lack the mild disposition normally attributed to their brethren. There have been numerous reports of rookie hunters losing their lives after foolishly approaching one of these and receiving a swift pair of hooves to the head. Maganora, a subspecies of Messamere, a wild disposition. Some hunters have taken to climbing onto Maganora's backs and competing to see who can hang on the longest. A highly dangerous pastime that has led to several problems among the administration of Meldisio HQ. Duhorn, a large two-horned herbivore commonly found throughout Liddell. Using their sturdy legs to support them, they charge at their enemies with their entire body weight. Their rough armor-like skin protects them from both hunters and heat. 3 tons of body weight. Nearly 4. This is 4. And then a female dual-horn that migrates with a grand horn. She's extremely territorial and will attack anyone who ventures too close. The unusual aggressiveness stems from a desire to protect the grand horn. Another dual-horn. Oof. Bigger. Duhorn Alpha, herbivore commonly found throughout Liddell. The male is bearded and considerably bigger than its female counterpart. Its horns are also larger and denser, making them more suitable for attacking. And then a male dual horn spotted near Scuff and Claw. He will venture far from his typical habitat in order to expand his territory. Upon entering a new area, the male often grows extremely wary and will lash out at those he feels could possess a threat. And a bloodhorn. A demonic dual horn, recognized by its red hoard and tusks. What it lacks in strength, it makes up for in agility. This is 31 tons. Jesus. Reported to be extraordinarily aggressive, it's the best approach with caution dispatched with precision. Size 27.69 feet. Beta, a dual horn variant inhabiting the Duskane region. Although originally discovered in Lindell, this half-demon was recently spotted by a group of hunters exploring Mensmore. The savage creature not only boasts great agility, but also possesses more strength than its dual horn cousins. Yep, 34 tons, 33 and 28.8 feet. And Anaclaban. He's big. A white-fingered addict, almost genetically identical to her brethren. Her unique color is a byproduct of her environment that works in her favor when looking for a male. Hunters view her presence as a threat, however, as males become aggressive while vying for her affection, with some inadvertently lashing out at humans. Weight 5 tons, but height 21 feet. Ruby shears. Not so big. A bright underbellied subspecies of stone shears. Much like its progenitor, the ruby shears prefers the shade of caves and cliffs. When molting season rolls around, several of the strongest specimens start patrolling the area around the nest, attacking any and all who approach. Sparks shears. Crimson-colored subspecies. It swings its claws skyward at the flash of a red light, then sends its crashing back down to its opponents. This carnivorous crustacean has been known to prey on any who approach, causing concern among beachgoers. Daggerquill. Brightly coloured bird, boasts extremely tough feathers. Its pretty plumage is a familiar sight to the folks of Lindell, who hunt the birds for sport. Daggerquill's down is often sewn into the lining of coats and blankets for added warmth. Farmers in the region even use daggerquill droppings to rejuvenate infertile soil. It's all for Liddell at the moment. Duscal. A gargula. Large species of quadrupedal mammal that forms herds around a matriarch. Though this gentle giant can be found across Eos, it resides mainly in the plains of Duscan. Gentle by nature, the Garrula only attack when provoked. Garrula that got separated from its herd, life of solitude, has hardened this once gentle giant. This once gentle giant's heart, although most Garrula will reunite with their original herds after a period of grazing solo. These loners are known to occasionally form new herds with other outsiders. Green Garrula. Subspecies of Garrula with a veinate hue. The beast once inhabited the western reaches of the Lucian continent, but it gradually migrated eastward, now sharing plains of Duscan with its more common yet psychologically identical counterparts. Voratooth. Close cousin of the Sabertooth. Similar to its relatives, the Voratooth hunts in packs and ravages crops around Duscan. Unlike the Sabertusk, however, this predator grew a venom gland in its tail, which allows it to fell foes much larger than itself. Ferocious Voratooth that has marked the Malakut Hills of eastern Duscan as its territory, concerned for wild birds inhabiting the same area. Chocobo's post owner Wiz Forlin called in a request for the hunter to exterminate this voracious omnivore. And the Gamma, Veratooth lurking deep below the Dorval caves. A single one of these beasts possessed enough power to plow through an entire pack of subterranean siblings. Science suggests said strength is a result of adaptation to the harsh conditions of life underground. And then Delta. Vortooth said to spend most of its time trapezing through the Bolverno mines, although the species as a whole possesses slight subterranean tendencies. This particular specimen has demonstrated power far greater than that of its peers. Those who venture into the mines are advised to exercise caution and pack a few antidotes just in case. Cool. A yellow tooth. Oh wow, okay. So, a slightly jaundiced variant of the Vartooth. It stalks Alistair slow, waiting for its prey to get stuck in the muck, then launching a pack-wide attack. The threat of a yellowtooth ambush has scared many would-be anglers away from Neeglis Pond in recent years, but the hunters are hoping to rectify the situation at long last. Bullet. A carnivorous creature with a sturdy shell on its back. In spite of its sluggish appearance, it charges forward at an impressive speed. When it curls up into a ball, the spines that line its shell function not only as a defense mechanism, but as a means of increasing torque while rolling. Bulletins sighted rolling around southern Tuscan along a variant species. If its combative impulses are not sated for an extended period of time, the beast may lash out at its companions. Herds split by such strife grow even more aggressive, wreaking havoc on civilian homes and thusly earning the ire of hunters. Killer bee. Alpha, an oversized insect said to have grown through continued exposure to the warmth of the meteor. A highly social creature, each bee fulfills a specific role in the colony. In the case of killer bee, it primarily procures food for its brethren and defends the hive against any who would do it harm. Killer bee responsible for a brevity of reported attacks alongside Cornix bypass. While this insect primarily forages for food, it is known to preemptively attack potential aggressors, a tendency that defers future homeowners from purchasing real estate near the nests. And then the hind legs, a large anthropod mostly sighted in the sticky swamps of the forest, although rather small in its incipient stages. The hind legs multiply in sizes as it develops, growing larger than most humans after a few years and continuing to grow until it dies. Hind legs that struggle to survive in the area of low sustenance, the specimen boasts an incredible strength, but is otherwise biologically identical to common hind legs. A giant toad. The alpha is an abnormally large amphibian found all across Tuscan. Although typically limited to living near bodies of water, the giant toad is known to venture outside of its figurative comfort zone during downpours, much to the surprise of unexpected hikers. The toad is one of the oldest denizens of Eos, dating back to the age of the gods, and the giant toad is among the eldest extinct species. Its large organs can withstand the toxins of polluted waters, and its capacity to retain water can sustain it for days, even in desert conditions. The Arba Alpha, a long-necked arc-horn herbivore whose known for surviving relative is the anak. Though fossilized remains suggest an extended family of numerous offshoot species, they have since gone extinct, with weaker chromatic versions of the anak. The Arba tends to favor the size as a primary criterion when selecting a mate. And then the Centaurus voracious grazer has been led away from its native habitat by the Arbagodol and could potentially wreak havoc on the ecosystem of the Calabas grasslands if left to feed unsettled. Deadeye. The behemoth Deadeye lurks under the mist of the Nelvawood, notorious for laying waste to habitats and hunters alike. Those triumphs, however, have come at the cost of an eye and a horn. Saberclaw. Jesus. Those teeth just get bigger, don't they? Relative of the saber-tusk, indigenous to the mountainous regions of Clane, its claws, while menacing, pale in comparison to its brutal fangs, which are capable of ripping flesh, bone, and even metal to ribbons before regenerating anew. Saberclaws spotted in the Parallel Pass north of the Style. Hunters was dispatched to rid the area of the Saberclaw packs that were raiding ration-carrying trucks and any other cars that passed through the area. The remedy of this issue for a time, but it now seems the problem will require regular population control. A Havoc Fang. Long-whiskered relative of the saber-tusk indigenous to Klang. The Havoc Fang is easily the most intimidating member of the saber-tusk, with that mop definitely. Family by the nature of its eerie appearance, hostile demeanor, and brutal strength, it is said that the sound of its howl can drive a man to madness. Havoc Fang that favors a subterranean habitat, dark and enclosed spaces, allow the beast to rely on its sense of spatial awareness so that it can fend for itself as its eyesight fades and defend itself against the demons that lurk underground. Spiral Corn. Herbivore of an entwined pair of spiral corns jutting out from its forehead. Like its cousin, the Mesmere, the spiral corn is innately wary of mankind, making domestication and riding unfeasible, though some features indicate that the species may have at one time been selectively bred as destriers. Spiral corn upon whose heads a bounty rests. This breed instinctively eschews uniformity, and the spiral corn's behavior vary by herd, some centering around larger leaders, others focused on expansion, and so on. Shield Shears, an alpha, a freshwater shell dweller found primarily in Clane. Manipulating its ponderous pincers requires the shield's shears to build burly muscle beneath its heavy shell, resulting in a succulent dish which many diners have heaped to praise and butter upon. A shield sheared native to the arid atmosphere of Ling region, its sturdy shell protects it from dry desert heat and from hungry predators. Though it occasionally wanders away from the water, it inevitably returns to rehydrate from time to time. And then a Gamma, a shield shear situated deep within Dorilla caverns. The crustacean has adapted to the hostile climes by adapting a curious means of self-rehydrating, in which water expelled gently from the mouth washes back over the body and is eventually reabsorbed through the legs. Unlike its subterranean brethren, this crab does everything in its power to avoid unnecessary conflict around the watering holes it calls home. A Saffretail. Reaper-tail offshoot common to volcanic climes. Exposure to brimstone has dyed its exoskeleton blue, and the pouncy of edible prey has endangered a desperate and dangerous disposition. Porpoisey? Wow. A sulphurous Saffretail spotted in lead, far removed from its native rock of Ravatoch. Its presence in the region is a mystery, though odds are that it was a stowaway in some supply shipment. However, it arrived, and it is the interest of the habitat to see that it does not remain. A Sagin. Found largely around the Vestpool, usually in groups of 10 or 20, the four-legged aquatic organism lurks beneath the surface and then uses its sturdy jaw to clamp down on the prey that ventures near the water's edge before dragging its catch back to the depths to devour it. The more ferocious variant of the Sagin that roams the Vestpool often works together with a formidable alpha grin, and is therefore often included in its superior Sagin cousins as a target for hunts. Albinoch. The albino subspecies of Sagin, stronger and tougher than its common counterpart, it lives and hunts alone. It occasionally exits the water to prey on unsuspecting passers-by. man and monster alike, leaving many would-be hunters injured in its wake. So many more monsters to find. Demon. Goblin. Widely known demon that lurks in the darkness, venturing out at night to wreak havoc across the land. Though demons vary vastly in shape and size, every single kind is considered a threat to humankind. Now haunting the Bellevue mines in the Dell, this minor-turned goblin marauds under the veil of darkness and scares off the remaining humans still living in the area. Hunters head into the mines from time to time to exterminate these demons dwelling there, but they have yet to get to the root of the problem. Native to Niflheim and stronger than goblins found anywhere else in Lucius, though the Empire's attempt to leverage their scientific might to use demons as a weapon, it was unable to exert complete control over all its creations. And then at Delta, a fearsome goblin sealed deep beneath the surface. Though physically similar to its progenitors, this demon's abilities greatly surpass those of the more common goblins. Its superior thieving skills in particular allow it to snatch valuable items from unsuspecting targets. A Glamoth. A grim goblin lurking deep within the mountains, though fairly reclusive as far as demons go. The Glamoth occasionally descends the slopes and enters villages to snatch up valuables, lashing out at anyone who might stand in its way. An Imp. A demon nuisance that lurks in Lucian's dungeons, are particularly common in the caves of Tuscan. The Imp relies primarily on its claws and close-quarter melee, but capable of harnessing and emitting luminous energy from its fingertips at a distance. That's the alpha. Beta. Subspecies of Imp found amidst the darkest depths of the Bellevue mines. While Imps are ordinarily regarded as bottom dwellers in the demon ecosystem, these particular Imps have risen to test their cruel environs, carving out their own niche in the process. Hobgoblin. While this wingless biped is technically taxonomized as a type of goblin, it bears a striking anatomical and locomotive resemblance to the Garchimansia, leading some to question its origins. These species sport unique features as well, including phenomenal upper arm strength. The Hobgoblin of Golden Key behaves no different than its subterranean brethren, forming packs and firmly defending its domain, though it takes a strong specimen to step foot outside the confines of the cave. Gamma, a terror buried in the deep of the Bellevue mines. On the surface, this hobgoblin partakes in the same territorial pack activities of its brethren, yet doing so in a hostile environment where death waits beneath every turn has brought out its raw survival instincts. Delta. Little known is about what lurks in the walls of Castlemark, but hunters tell tales of the horrors they've seen inside. They warn all who listen to tread lightly around any hobgoblin they should encounter, for these tricksters are some of the most terrifying creatures known to man. Ice bombs. A frostburn daemon that thrives in the thermal extremes opposite its fiery relatives. Savouring the chill in the night air, its low temperament does not prevent it from losing its cool and detonating. A cold wind blows outside Gracia Gato as a cryptogenic horde congeals around the Calafthian's plunge. Wow. Put my tongue to working. Species born from the frozen ashes of cryonid explosions. It exhibits a particular metamorphosizing characteristic of bomb demons, a phenomena yet to be explained by science. Thunder bomb. Embodiment of lightning that strikes suddenly and without warning across the Tuscan countryside, possessing electrical resistance as well as the ability to initiate auto destruction at will. Band of Thunder Bombs variants. Amass in the Malachi Hills, now sparking conflict around the disk of Corthus. The specimen demonstrates uncommon fortitude. The Thunder Bomb, risen from the debris of Galvanade explosion, its shrapnel origins hardened to combat, letting it pack more punch than its conventional brethren. Ooh, interesting. Sorry guys, just a HDMI issue. Flan. Squidgy daemon that thrives in the dark dungeons. Its survival as a species is predicated less on its defenses and more on its texture, which absorbs physical attacks well enough to make it not worth a frustrated predator's while. Mushy mass that gathers when near a long vine rest area. Any flan bold enough and brave enough to open the air is not to be trifled with. Jumbo flan. One wiggling whale of a flan is witnessed as wandering the Weaver Wilds with the weight of worthy watching. Local population whales in hope that this overgrown custard will receive its just desserts. Ronin. A humanoid daemon that specializes in close combat and slicing through foes with its gently curved blade. Those who are unfortunate enough to encounter this warrior rarely survive to tell the tale, although most famous for lurking in dank caves in the Doral Caverns. Several eyewitnesses report Ronin wandering the wilds at night. Beta. Though seemingly identical to Ronin and Lucius, these breed of daemons somehow found its way across the sea to Altissia. Hunters are quick to dispatch this dangerous daemon, so little is known about its abilities, but those who have bested the Ronin in battle have praised its power. And a daemon who wandered in the inner sanctum of the Steel Grove. The specimen is stranger than the average Ronin. It reigns supreme over the deepest part of the ruins. Its behavioral pattern, however, still little variance from those of its brethren. Mind flares. Mind flare. What might from a distance appear to be a man in robes grows ever more twisted and grows ever more hideous on further inspection. Its face twisted into an inhuman mask that makes a mockery of nature. The daemon breathes Invigorating gas to weaken its prey before sapping its quarry of all life. A bold mind flare dares show its ghastly guise from the outside world in the Disc of Corseless. As with any demon willing to venture out of its lair, it can be assumed to have a greater than average physical aptitude. And then a mind flare that defies the walls of water, its superior strength to its Lucian sibling, and the recent local outbreak of daemon species, strange to Altissia, has led researchers to assert that the daemon's origins are domestic. A forgotten horror buried in the mines of below. While its behavior mimic those of other mind flayers, it performs them with devastating power. And then Absalom, a terrible scourge in the far reaches of Castlemark Tower. Few hunters have lived to tell the tale of this daemon, though perhaps it is mankind's best interest that he knows not of the terror lurking within the tower walls. Okay. Arachne. Alright, dangerous multi-legged daemon of the darkness that ensnares its unwary victim in webs before assaulting them with spheres of electrical energy. When threatened, she will summon smaller tarantulas to protect her from harm. Spinning her webs in the depths of the Key Hatch Trench, this daemon possesses much strength, more strength and stamina than similar spiders found in Tuscan. Fortunately, biologists have only ever confirmed a sole specimen in all of Eos, so the threat she possesses to the world at large is relatively low. They're all about the same size. A spider specimen spotted in the Zengatos Keep. Its abilities are equivalent to those of an average arachne, but its behavior patterns differ greatly. Unlike its common cousins, the daemon stubbornly refuses to summon tarantulas to its aid, insisting on subduing its prey all by herself. Tarantula. A tiny trench-diller found in Kitchech, its solitary tendencies make it a lower risk of bounty, and one often preferred by hunters for their first kill. What a mouth has got on it. Demon spawn of the Arachneborn are ready to battle. Individually, the hatchlings are less imposing than their full-grown brethren, but their presence of the mother seems to grant them an inexplicable edge. The hatchlings of the Aridin bear the same near-identical resemblance of their Arachneborn cousins, save for the notable difference that these demon spiderlings draw even greater power from their parent. Many more daemons to fight. Alright. Imperial Rifleman, a core combatant for the Imperial Infantry, created using technology introduced by Chancellor Arden. Zuna. Mass production began 30 years ago. During the Great War, this cyborg became the driving force behind the Empire's overwhelming victory. Thanks to several small modifications, the Cyber Soldier is even more powerful than its predecessors. Unlike Magitech Troopers, which are specifically engineered for engaging enemies, this unit serves as a variety of military functions and is thus still produced on a large scale. Deployed throughout Niflheim, the Imperial territories like Accordio, this unit excels in governing other soldiers, but lacks the combat skills of Cyber Soldiers stationed closest to the field of battle. Imperial Battery Soldier. Cyber Soldier equipped with far more formidable armor and shield than the standard botters. As a result, this unit is more suited for combat than keeping to the peace. Designed to take a beating, this cyborg and others of its kind as cannon fodder against Lucius and the daemons. And few make it back to the Empire in one piece. The newest model Battery Soldier, stronger and tougher than those before, stationed in bases and deployed from dropships around Lucius. This unit employed in a number of Imperial efforts to thwart Noctis and his royal retinue. Imperial Sniper, a cyber soldier that specializes in shooting foes from afar. This unit forms up with short-range soldiers during combat, but prefers to keep a distance while launching an assault. More powerful sniper equipped with upgraded arsenal, revered as its improved abilities. This model quickly replaced older units in the field and is stationed in bases and deployed from airdrop ships across the Lucian continent. Magitech Axeman. A cyber soldier specifically engineered to excel in combat and the powerhouse of the Imperial Infantry. Unlike the standard issue trooper, even Magitech unit is marked with an individual model number. And Magitech Swordsman, a more advanced Magitech trooper designed to replace older units. It boasts stronger built-in firearms as well as a newly engineered sword to engage opponents in close quarters combat. Magitech Bannerman. Once an ordinary Magitech trooper, this unit received a variety of remodels, now rebuilt to bear the banner of the Imperial Army. In particular, its coding underwent enormous changes. Unlike other infantry models, the unit is programmed to avoid combat unless absolutely necessary. An M.A. Velas Alpha, a Magitech armor developed by the Imperial Engineers, commonly found at the bases and on assault crafts. The most versatile of its kind, this unit is equipped with a varied arsenal, including a 37mm autocannon and missile launchers for long-range assaults, powerful claws for close-range combat. Stationed in various locations around the Imperial continent, this later Magitech model is equipped with the latest guns and missiles. This unit never saw mass production, however, it was passed over in favor of the superior MA Holmachus and MA Vels Biz, both of which went into development almost simultaneously. MAX Curus, a formidable Magitech armor fit for a commander. This unit was designed with the MAX manual as a base, but equipped with a sturdier cockpit and superior communication functions. Despite these advancements, however, Commander Lork Tumlet still suffered a defeat at the hands of Noctis and the company at the Nord-Duskan blockade. And is that for that? That's for the full beastery at the moment. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to take a break because that's a lot of reading, and then we will do our guys and read up on everyone that we haven't read up on yet. Until then, thanks very much for your time, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.